Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the On Deck podcast by Prospects Live. I'm joined here by my friends Rhys and Drew, and today we got a very special episode for you. We're going to be going over our Prospect Crush teams. Rhys, walk me through what a Prospect Crush team is.
A Prospect Crush team is just prospects that you like more than most or guys that you just really enjoy. Basically, the format we're going to do is you're going to draft a catcher, 2 corner infielders, 2 middle infielders, 3 outfielders, 2 utility prospects, and then 5 pitchers. I believe I set the parameter as 2 of them have to be left-handers because we do have to show the southpaws some love. That's what we're going to be doing today.
I can't wait. I think the people are really going to like this one. Gets a mix of our thoughts on, well, we're going over 30 prospects on this episode, so talking about a bunch of guys. So that's all we're going to go on about today. As always, we'll have PLive news and what's on your mind at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for a fun one there. And we're going to kick it straight to the drop teams and get right into this thing.
And the boys in the corner are trying to figure you out. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to know your name.
And we're back with the man who was born ready to do this, is what Rhys just said off air. Rhys, sounds like you're excited, so that means you're going to be going first for our Prospect Crush draft. As always, snake drafting this thing. It'll go Rhys, Drew, myself, and reverse. Drew gets the nice little spot in the middle there. And yeah, we got a bunch of positions to choose from, so I guess the one actually kind of matters here. Who is your biggest crush, Rhys?
My biggest prospect crush, I can go in a bunch of different ways. There's, who do I like? Do I want to gamify this? And that is such a great question. I really should have done a little bit more prep, but I think I'm going to actually stay in the catching realm because there's only going to be 3 of them drafted. I don't imagine we're going to be drafting some in the util. Drew might draft all SEC catchers at that spot. I'm going to go with Alfredo Duno. I love Alfredo Duno. He's got some of the craziest tools you'll see from the catching position. It is plus power. He's a better athlete than I think he's given credit for. Alfredo Duno is the truth, man. Now that the Chase Burns has graduated, he's easily the best Reds prospect for me. Give me some Alfredo Duno.
All right, Drew. What's going on over there, man?
Was in consideration for my 1-1. Believe it or not, one of 3 catchers on my board. I not looking great for the Drew guys right now. The Drew team.
Well, you get your first pick right here, so maybe you can take one of Rhys's guys or whatnot.
I won't. I told you guys off the air, and I'm not going to beat any allegations here today, folks. You can call me a homer, a favorite, a blah, blah, whatever, but these are the guys that I like, and I'm sorry that I like them. 1-1, we're going to go left-handed pitcher, and I'm taking Liam Doyle. I think that a lot of people like Liam Doyle. I think I very much like what he could be, and really as prospectors, as evaluators, and as fantasy people, I have to be focused on what a guy could be. And I think that Liam Doyle has the most upside of what he could be at max of anybody in the 2025 draft. I'm very, very, very pleased that he played for the University of Tennessee. But I think that now that he's in a system that has developed pitchers relatively consistently and can hopefully give him a little bit more, I think I want to just say selectivity about when to use his pitches and where, I'd feel really good about it. But yes, Liam Doyle is my guy, and I feel very happy with that choice.
I feel like it's worth mentioning, Drew, that you are more dynasty-minded than me and Rhys are. So that is going to affect your picks, right? Like it should, because first of all, most of these leagues are a little smaller, right? You're working with less prospects. So the guys towards the top of the list are more relevant to you. Am I wrong to give that kind of disclaimer?
In some regards, yes. I know that just from my perspective, and I don't mean to take forever on this topic, but to go deeper and to look deeper is to be ahead of the curve and theoretically earlier to the punch to roster other players before other guys do. So, I mean, I am going to go a little deeper here, but like I said, I might be a top of the charts merchant here, but that's who I like. So sue me. Don't sue me. I don't have anything you want.
Adam, we're going to need some defense
Adam,
lawyering
please.
there.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, for my first pick, I'm going to go with I think maybe the only top 100 guy I have on my little notes here, and that would be Angel Janot. Do we know a pronunciation there? This one's been killing me for a while.
Janot is what I'd call it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Janot. Either way, I'm assuming it's Angel. He's in a lower spot right now. compared to where he's kind of been. The hype is kind of dying down, it feels like, kind of struggling a little bit more in 2025. He's been injured. I would buy the dip right now in terms of just your fandom for the guy. I think it's a really safe prospect. I think he's an average big leaguer for sure, in my opinion. I really like the hit tool. And I actually surprisingly like him at shortstop quite a bit. I think he's a very capable shortstop from what I've seen in video. So I'm going to go with on Hell for my first pick. For my second one, I'm going to go straight to the util, and I'm going to take Sam Antonacci. I know this is a guy that we've talked about a little bit before. Good college player, later round draft pick for the White Sox, and has just been absolutely killing it this year. He's probably a second baseman, which is kind of where we get into conversations about like how's it going to work. But I think he's an offensive juggernaut in the late rounds that the White Sox have really like hit on in terms of development.
Can I ask why you selected him in the util? You plugged your util so early.
Because I only have two guys on my list who I think could qualify as actual utilities. It's like how many like minor league utility
anybody that you
guys
want
are there? It kind of feels
so in my mind.
In
my mind, util is just two guys that you wanted to plug in. Like I said, if Drew wants to draft some more catchers, we have that spot. I'm probably going to draft another catcher at some point too. So
okay,
that's my fault for not explaining enough. I can move him up into your middle.
It's like a wild card. Yeah, let's put him in the middle infield. I do think that there's a realistic chance that he could split time between like second, third. He could play short on the darkest day in history, which is why I slid him into the util. But yeah,
I'm going to put that in some reports. He can play short at the darkest days in history.
I know that we're not trying to get caught up on this, but I just want to call the like mid-Holocaust, D-Day, the Rapture, Sam Antonacci at shortstop in Nate's mind. I have to call that that's insane manner of speech. I've got to work that into it. Wow. Okay. Not to just take this over, but I guess I'll go again. Yeah. Let's see. This is tough. I think I want to steer clear of middle infield for a minute. The fact that Nate just packed two middle infielders feels really good. I think the most Drew guy, I don't fear that either of you will take him, so I'll go back to pitching. And I think I'm going to take a gentleman that I've been chided for ranking so highly recently. I'm going to take a right-hander this time, though. Santiago Suarez from the Tampa Bay Rays. This is a guy who I know recently he's been injured. That said, incredible command to be so young. 20 years old. Obscene levels of command thus far. The stuff isn't insane, but yet he misses bats with his pitches. I really like the fastball. It's mid-90s. Has a strong cutter, a good curveball. I see a lot of he's very consistent. I see a lot of upside to like here, and I'm chasing it everywhere that I can. I feel like I'm the only one left carrying the flag since he's been hurt this year, but very, very happy to be that person carrying the flag. Love Santiago Suarez.
This is a Rhys guy. This is one of your boys, Rhys, isn't it?
He was on my draft board. Great command. Stuff is good. Honestly, weird. It's going to sound weird. Throws a little too much strikes. Could stand to expand the zone a little bit more, but that's neither here nor there. So it's up with me for 2 on a wraparound pick. Let's see, what Giants prospect or Lazaro Montes could I draft here? No, there's actually some Giants prospect that I will be drafting later, but I'm going to wait a little bit on that. How do I want to game this? So Drew has 2 pitchers. Nate has his middle infield.
Yeah, I can't believe I took 2 middle infielders. That was a horrible strategy.
Those are 2 guys that would have been on my board. But I know that you like Genoa more than I do.
I'm trying to like Genoa because of how much you like him, Nate. I think I've told you that.
I don't think it's perfectly rational love. I just like the art. I love a switch hitting middle infielder too. It's fun.
It's a fun profile. I'm not going to dive deep into my sleepers yet. I'm going to go with my guy. That's probably the highest guy that's going to be ranked on my board. Eduardo Quintero. I think that there's a real chance that he is just the best Dodgers prospect. It is 5-tool guy, pretty crazy tools, good defender in center field. I think that's everything that I sort of like. And there's other prospects that I'll draft later who very much I will. Maybe there's an article that's there of the next Eduardo Quinteros. So I'll do that and some of those guys later. And then for my 3rd round pick, starting off the 3rd round, how do I want to go? I have my catcher and I have an outfield selected. I'm gonna go with my first pitcher. Knock one of the left-handers out of the board. Gage Jump. Gage Jump, you're on the team. Again, I am not diving deep into my sleepers yet. That'll be for later. For those that are listening to this, you can get some of my sleeper thoughts later. Stay with the hits. Gage Jump, crazy stuff. Stuff sort of just jumps on you. So yeah, I'm a fan of him.
All right. Yeah, that was on my board. We're a Gage Jump podcast.
We're a Gage Jump crew. We're sneakily like a Sacramento Athletics crew.
Yeah.
Like
Very
we
much
might start
so.
wearing the gear.
We're going to Vegas, fellas.
We're going to,
I mean, we
Hell
could
on
start
earth.
wearing the stuff. They have to send it first, though.
yes.
Let's see. Okay. Well, let's see. We're currently at 2 pitchers, and part of me
Maybe one of
says
your
let's just say
taken
let's
care
keep the party rolling. Let's take more pitchers, but that's a little psychotic. I'm nothing if not psychotic, though. I'll take Johnny King of the Toronto Blue Jays, please. And that'll be my other left-hander, as a matter of fact. So the thing with King is that he is a very risky demographic that I think is paying off in spades. Not only is he a high school pitcher drafted, but again, a left-hander. Great frame, 6'3", 210. Still kind of developing, but thus far you have to tell yourself 2 levels in one season. Right about 40, between 40 and 50 innings last time I checked. Strikes out a ton of guys. It's a good-looking mix. Everything is still on the upward trajectory, but guys tell me, I never projected Toronto to become this kind of, hey, pitchers that pitch in Toronto are suddenly really awesome. Like, there's a bunch of pop-up guys here. King was a guy that I had highlighted from last year's draft. Very much like what he could be. The slider's really nasty. Just want to see more development. But as of right now, everything you could really want. I think just the other day he gave up his first home run of the season, if I'm not mistaken. And
I think to Rhinell.
to
to
Rhino Rodriguez, which is just very cool. So King is my other guy. Very much like him a lot.
I think that's an incredible pick. The Blue Jays pitching lab is a thing now. I'm very curious to see how the stuff develops for all these guys. Because all of them have huge K numbers at lower levels, but I don't know, their stuff doesn't pop out. It's like the Cal Steve. Sorry to talk about picks, but like Cal Steven's someone who's very good, but the stuff doesn't necessarily pop off the page in my opinion. But I'm actually sticking with the Toronto Blue Jays here, Drew, for my first pick, and I'm going to take Gage Stanifer.
I was just about to start typing that in.
Yeah. It feels like I talk about him a lot. I like this risky kind of demographic of guys who, worst case, this is like a really fun reliever. And he was drafted in the 19th round in 2022. It's a $125,000 guy who is now striking out, 38% of batters this year. Like, that is such a fun story. And I do think it's replicable at higher levels. The command is absolutely a concern. He also doesn't have a whole lot of innings under his belt, so we'll see. But big Gage Stanifer guy. And then I'm going to go over and take a Royals pitcher. Rhys, who am I taking?
I don't know.
I have
Who are
a
you taking?
thought. I'm thinking it's a left-hander, a very young left-hander.
Yeah.
DS, if you will.
David Shields has just been popping the last couple weeks. I don't know if I'm the only one on X looking at this guy, just being like, how does he keep doing this? But it caused me to dive into the stuff. I think it's a 2 really plus secondary pitches with a fastball that lacks a little bit, but he's like this mold where he's just not going to walk anyone. And it was almost like Rhys said earlier, like maybe he needs to start throwing outside the zone a little bit to get that chase up. But David Shields, super interesting pitcher in Kansas City who could use an interesting pitcher.
I love that pick. Shout out to my friend Jared Perkins. He geeked out last year in Texas whenever the Royals drafted him and told me his entire life story, it felt like, which was very cool. So shout out, Jared. Okay, I think I'm going to dive into the middle infield here since Nate has both of his, and I feel pretty comfortable that this is a good opportunity to take him. And I'm going to go to the Chicago White Sox for Billy Carlson, who is another guy that I feel like I'm really carrying the banner on from this year's draft. I think that Carlson he's going to be bombarded constantly with, but what if the hit tool doesn't come around? But what if this? With every prep shortstop, I have this opinion that if you're drafting a prepster that high, they're going to have enough tool and enough floor to say that they're worth that pick, theoretically. For every But what if Eli Willits isn't as strong as we think he'll be, or he doesn't stick at the position and his value isn't there? Or what if Ethan Holiday just can't hit consistently? I feel like it's there, but it's the same level of concern for Carlson and whether the power is going to come or whether the hit tool is going to be consistent. The defense is the floor. And again, I've said it 10 million times, so I won't bore you here, but it's marble floor with a ceiling that's still being built as we speak. Is it 6 inches above him and with tons of holes? Maybe. Is it a lofty vault ceiling ahead of him with the Sistine Chapel painted on it? Might be. I don't know, but it's very nice, and I'm eager to take the plunge everywhere. Love this kid. From all reports this far that I'm seeing, very inquisitive, doing the right things, asking the right questions. All the thumbs up for Drew.
Love it. I'm going to go into the pitching realm. I'm going to go with a DSL pitcher, notably very safe demographic. I'm going with Kevin DeFrank.
No!
Dude.
Dude, we talked about. I'm joking.
One of the things I love is DSL pitching. No, but this dude, it's like 100 miles per hour. It's a good slider. It's a good splitter. He's got everything that you sort of want. The Marlins do a good job of developing pitching. It's not the way that they used to. They don't develop the changeups the way that they used to. I think they were pretty good at getting guys like a half tick better command. So I'm going with Kevin DeFrank. We're going to start getting into my sleepers. So yeah, Kevin DeFrank, big time arm strength guy, big time fastball, big time splitter. Sliders coming around. Big fan of him. Honestly, I think I'm going to after talking about him right now, I'm going to bump him up the Marlins ranks because I'm a big Marlins guy. And then while I type that in, we are going to stall a little bit. Do I want to go with some of my next Eduardo Quintero types? Do I want to start going with my middle infield? I think I can wait on the middle infield, honestly. Maybe I attack the corner infield, and I'm going to go with someone who has a great last name. We're going with Tommy Tanks. Tommy Tanks, you are my corner infielder. Last I checked, he's been pretty, I think there is a little bit of selectivity here, passivity here, but yeah, I'm going with Thomas White to add to the family reunion.
I like that pick a lot, Rhys. That was on my board for sure. From talking during his BP at the Futures game, the power is so vivid and so much is there, but again, from talking to some very smart people, we actually reference him all the time, Chris Blessing, he who is named for Blessing's Law is named for. He pointed out something to me about Tommy White that I'm really watching going forward, and that's there might be a really noticeable and exploitable hole in his swing going forward. So I'm trying to just keep an eye on that. But thus far, man, everything's gone swimmingly for him. I very much like that pick.
He's not striking out a lot. He's walking a decent amount, making good contact. There's power here. He's AA already. I'm telling you, this A's team, we're the A's, we're the fan of the A's around here. So, Drew, on to you for the 5th round.
Sure. So again, I'm not going to beat any allegations ever. Rhys, I believe you said this guy's name exactly when we started the show, but I need to get into the corner infield market, and I'm going to do so with the big fish, Andrew Fisher. Your description of Tommy Tanks is exactly what I'm expecting from Fisher. Discipline, power, contact, doing it all. That's what I'm expecting. I think this is a guy who I could comp him for days, but I don't like any of them because it's either some Hall of Famer or future Hall of Famer. And again, that's going to make me sound like a homer, but I very much like what this guy did. And I think that if he wasn't a certified corner only type at the next level, everybody would see what I see. But they don't, which is fine. So that's okay. Don't mind being an outlier, as we've established. Nate, to you, sir.
Sorry for my animated reaction on Kevin DeFrank. That is who, before the show, me and Rhys were talking, and for some reason I couldn't remember his name. And then I found.
I thought you were going with a DSL hitter.
I like your
DSL hitters. We're gonna start getting real deep and gross.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go that weird. I'm gonna go Brandon Clark next. This is in the top 100 range. I would expect that do you think we'll see him on our next top 100, Rhys, or is he on the outside looking in?
He's probably in that conversation.
Close, right? He's one of those guys who's close. He's on the border. If not, honestly, he might just be there. Bump him up because the Red Sox do a good job. So it's like an almost top 100 guy out of kind of nowhere this year. was touching 100 in the backfield of spring training. Then everyone was like, "Who is this guy?" Oh, he's the guy from a JUCO that the Red Sox took in the 5th round, and really good off-speed pitches. He's got a changeup that's coming along. I think it's a starter with the build, and with the high velo stuff.
Command with him.
I do,
is the
yeah.
one thing with him.
Yeah, the command is certainly. But when I think about these command guys, I'm like, or these guys who have a lack of command, I'm okay with the guy who came from a JUCO who throws 100 and is still growing into his life as a pitcher to not have the best command right now, because those are the guys I feel like who could tick up. It's like that the Jacob Mizorowski tick up. Like forever, like when is it going to become serviceable? And eventually it did. He's just going to need a lot more reps.
Yeah.
But he got an aggressive promotion to high early in the year, so I guess we'll see what they decide to do with him.
And that gives you one of your lefties that you needed to grab.
Yeah, I got Shields and Clark.
That's good. I like that.
For corner infield, I'm going to go. I didn't want to take a first base prospect, but I kind of like the anti-first base prospect, Trey Morgan. My buddy keeps telling me, I have a really close friend who's a really big Rays fan, and he's like, I think Trey Morgan's legit because he watches a lot of them. Something about a defensive first baseman who like has a really good hit tool is like kind of a fun old school look. And I think Trey Morgan's a starting first baseman in the big leagues. Will he be the most valuable player? No, but it's a fun profile. So, and he might even play some outfield. So I guess there's ways to get him on the field. So yeah, Trey Morgan.
Yeah. He's like, if Evan White was good at making contact.
Oh, oh, that's kind of sad. Okay. I think for mine, I'm going to go back into the pitching market and pick a guy that I don't know. When I watch this guy, I just have a good feeling. So you tell me what that means at home. I don't care. I really like Logan Henderson from the Brewers. I'm not sure. Rhys, we've talked about this a million times for Path to the Show, haven't we? What's his role long term? I don't exactly care. I just think he's really good. I think that the Brewers are doing themselves a disservice by not letting him start, but that's just me. It's above average command with an above average fastball. The changeup is the star of the show, though. Love that pitch. It's truly fabulous. I do think that the velo bands there is really what makes it special. It just drops so much. I think that it is going to be probably, and I'm curious, Nate, Rhys, you guys' thoughts. Is it the development of another pitch or the kind of step forward of another pitch that establishes Henderson as a starter at the next level, you think?
Yeah, he needs one or two pitches that aren't a fastball and a changeup. Like he would need he would need a very good third pitch, or he would need two average third and fourth pitches. And that is what scares me so much about him, because there is so much development that is going to be needed to be done for long-term starting success.
There you go. Anyway, so I do like this because we've seen kind of, and I wouldn't even go so far as to say that the changeup is Henderson's key pitch. I think it's his best pitch, but I think he leads fastball and lets the changeup work. But, Michael King is a changeup first starter that's made it work. But again, like you referenced, King also has a bit more of an arsenal than Henderson. I just like what I see there. So mark it down in your notebooks at home, students. Drew has a good feeling. Stay away from this guy. Rhys, that goes to you, sir.
I'm going to go off the board a little bit. I'm going to go with someone who was traded at the deadline, who I kind of liked right before the trade deadline. I'm going to go with Ryan Gallagher. That dude is nasty. I think that the Twins are going to have a lot of fun playing around with him. He is coming back from Tommy John. I think that the changeup's really good. I think that the slider's pretty good. The fastball shows well. And the velocity is not the best on the fastball, but I think that's going to take a step forward. And yeah, we're talking about it like a really solid 5-starter. So Ryan Gallagher is going to be my 6th-round selection. And then let's just grab him. I wrote about it on the daily sheet at the time we're recording this. Brendan Compton is my 7th-round selection. I love all the tools. Am I super jazzed that the Marlins drafted him? No, but like there's a lot of developmental runway for him. He leaves ASU. We're talking about 118 mile per hour X velocity, probably above average to plus speed. Corner outfielder, not very good in the outfield, but that's fine. If he makes enough contact, this dude has a chance to be a really, really good player. But that's the ultimate question for some of these guys, and I like him a lot. So he's someone that he was one of my favorite players in this draft.
I figured you would take Compton a lot coming into this. I had a good suspicion.
That's my guy.
Let's see. Okay. Gallagher and Compton. That's two good ones that I had kind of deeper on my board. Okay. I'll go ahead and take a catcher just because I referenced that I didn't have many of them on the board. I'm going to go with a guy that I think is getting overshadowed right now, and that's just because there is a depth of talent at his position, but still very young, 20 years old for Blake Mitchell out of the Royals. Really, if the question is what is the hit tool, I think that it's a worthwhile gamble, and it's one that I think the Royals, like I said, they have catchers in spades. They've got catchers that we can, all day long we could sit here and talk about catchers, but it's strong power, it's good defense behind the plate with an absolute, hose of an arm. There's speed here as well. So I mean, will the speed draw up? Yeah, more likely than not. But I do think that he is probably being overlooked just because of the Carter Jensen immersion, because Ramon Ramirez continues to be a solid prospect as well. I like Blake Mitchell a lot, and I think that it's a prospect worth following, clearly.
I like that. To save some time here, I'm going to speed up my analysis. I'm going to go John Peck, one of Rhys's Detroit Tiger fellers. I think long-term, probably third base. I think he's played a lot of short this year. He's played a little bit more short this year. Long-term, it's probably third base. The fielding isn't fantastic. And then for my catcher, I'm going to go Drew Kavanaugh in Rhys's favorite system, San Francisco. That's a lot of punch-outs. It was pretty good defense when I saw him in person. Obviously, he's playing for my local Eugene Emeralds. And it's a lot of power. I think it's probably a backup catcher, but maybe a good one at that. But I'm not moved by a whole lot of catchers nowadays in the minor leagues. But Drew Kavanaugh's pretty good.
I like that.
Drew, what are you thinking?
What are you doing here, Drew?
Drew is struggling at the moment, but don't worry about me. I'll pull it together. I think I'm going to start in the outfield pool here and go with a gentleman that Kyle wrote about on the Dynasty Baseball pickups that dropped today. So a couple days ago when you're watching this. But we're going to go with Brendan Jones of the New York Yankees. This is a guy who at Kansas State was an excellent leadoff type player, has a lot of speed, and has showed a lot of discipline with kind of developing power. That's all kind of amplified in his time with the Yankees thus far. I said last year, I said this was the most undervalued FYPD/draft pick made in 2024, and I think that that's going to prove to be mostly true, partially true, arguably true. I like him a lot, so check him out if you're unaware. Rhys, to you, sir.
I'm going to go with someone who, when I was at a game, there's just back-to-back days to talk about him. Kendry Churio of the Royals. Are the Royals becoming a pitching factory? That's a great question. They always have interesting pitchers. I don't think they ever get them over the line, except for Chris Bubich. So we're going to go Kendry Churio as my 8th round selection. And then in the 9th round, I feel like I'm stalling here because I don't really know where I want to go. Do I want to go? You know what? Let's see. I need one more left-hander. I'm going to wait on that because I need to look up who I want to go with. I'm going to finish up my corner infield here. I'm going with Jonathan Long. Honestly, I'm surprised that he didn't get traded. Jonathan Long can play a few different positions, but probably a third base, first base sort of type. Dude just hits. I'm surprised that a team didn't come calling for him, but so we'll just keep going with him. He's the block prospect that I love.
One of the only cool corner infield prospects in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so if you need a second, Drew has okay. We do need to speed this up a little bit. Drew has 2 outfield spots left. We all have our util spots open, and Drew has a corner infielder and a pitcher.
I'll take a corner infielder just to keep it going along. I'm going to take Dean Curley and just keep the Tennessee thread stretching throughout here. I think that he has been bludgeoned by the bad defense so that people have forgotten the fact that he has a very strong, exceptional, I would teeter on elite bat. It's been narrated to death, but again, Curley is an excellent prospect, and I'm excited to see what Cleveland does with a guy that comes in with power and maybe needs to develop a little bit more contact and a little bit more defense, which is kind of flipping their normal narrative. Go ahead, Nate.
Absolutely. I'm going to go double outfield here. For First, I'm going to go Victor Arias in the Blue Jays. This guy I find myself writing about a lot on the daily sheet for it being Victor Arias. What a awesome fourth outfielder I think he will be. And there's upside of, starting outfielder. He's kind of that short mold that the Blue Jays seem to have a couple of. And then for my other outfielder, I'm going to go Owen Carey, the young man in the Atlanta system, just kind of doing really well from Londonderry. I'm going to take Owen Carey, super late round draft pick, has done nothing but hit so far, and I believe he's only 19. So Owen Carey and Victor Arias.
I love
true for the 10th.
Okay. In the 10th, I will stick to this year's draft because apparently that's just what's on my mind right now. And I'll go with Devin Taylor from Indiana, now with our favorite team, the Athletics. Taylor's a guy that can do it all. I mean, again, what is the hit tool going to be long-term against professional quality breaking balls? That's the question. But if tools could make a guy a Hall of Famer, Taylor is already on an incredible path. And that's pretty much the best way I can say that. Rhys, to you, sir.
Devin Taylor rocks.
Devin Taylor does rock. I am struggling here, fellas. I'm the one who came up with this format, so let me just stall here for a second. I want to really go play around in the middle.
While you're thinking, Rhys, I'll read through your team. Rhys has taken thus far at catcher Alfredo Duno. Quarter infielders, he's got Tommy Tanks White and Jonathan Long, two of the cooler quarter infielders. I liked that description, Nate. In the outfield, Rhys has got Eduardo Quintero and Brandon Compton. A lot of tools there as well. Naked middle infield thus far. And then in his rotation, Rhys has got Gage Jump, Kevin DeFrank, Ryan Gallagher, and Kendry Churio. Talk about guys that have sprung up this season. Rhys, that takes it to you.
I'm taking Nelson Rada in the 10th round to finish out my outfield. I'm going to try some more outfielders here in a minute. Honestly, I don't think we're talking about him enough. He's 18, 19 years old in AAA. He just hit a home run. He's a good defensive outfielder as well. And then let's see, for my middle infielder, do I really want to get a little weird? Do I want to stay? What do I want? I want to get weird, but I think I'm going to stall so I can get a little bit weird later because I need more time to think about how weird I want to get. Because again, I am the most weird that there can be. I need a left-handed pitcher. It's one thing I box myself into. I'm trying to think if there's any left-handed pitchers who are just sort of me guys. But while I do that, I'm going to jump into the util spot. I'm going to draft Rhys White. I've become a big fan of him. Honestly, I'm super excited that he has decided that he is going to stop pitching. And I'm a big fan of him. I think there's power here. He's definitely got a very interesting celebration when he gets on to third base. I'll say that. You can Google that at home. Interesting guy, good power, good organization. And yeah, I just think this is an organization that does a really good job of guys that are former two-way guys and then getting them to focus on one element and becoming a master at one thing instead of really good at two things. So give me him. Give me Rhys White. And plus he's from Michigan. Best state there is.
Well said. I'm going to go back to middle infield here, and I'm going to take Michael Arroyo. This is a pretty boring pick for this point in the draft when we're supposed to be taking kind of deeper cut guys, but we're talking prospect crushes. He's still on the board. It's kind of y'all's fault for not taking him or my fault for going so top of the chart adjacent. Either way, this is a guy who we talked about his hit tool. It's been very nice. He's progressed according to the level. And when I say that is we saw a little struggle adjustment. And I do think that kind of industry wide people have maybe undersold the power. It's very real. And speaking of what's very real and very powerful, excellent lettuce on this kid. He's a star.
And that's what matters, if we're being honest. For my two pitchers, I'm heading into the relief world because why would I not do that? I'm going to go first the Miami Marlins righty Nigel Belgrave, fastball slider guy, above average command for a reliever, consistently gets it done out of Maryland. This has been a quick riser and someone who I think will factor into the Miami bullpen as soon as next year. Miami is the best at developing relief pitchers right now in the minor leagues. They have the best performing relievers in the league. Probably not something that you would think about in terms of Miami Marlins dev. Their relief pitching dev and pitching dev in general is quite fantastic right now. Obviously, not all of them have made it to the league, so we will see. My other pitcher is going to be Matt McShane from the Red Sox. He's in high A right now. He's got that fastball slider just like Belgrave. It's a very similar profile with even better command for a relief pitcher. I do care about relief pitcher command because the floor is just that much higher. He's got really good stuff, and he can throw it in the zone and still get outs. That's what I look for in a reliever. So Matt McShane will be in the Red Sox pen in a couple of years.
I'm looking really quickly for some information just to make sure that I'm not whiffing on something. You guys will have to forgive me. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go in the outfield. And to an organization that's just ripe with talent. This is sarcasm. The Los Angeles Angels, we're going to take Hayden Alvarez. This is a guy that I do really like, and I've read a lot about this year from people much smarter than me. Honestly, that's how that's how I come about anything. I'm not very smart. I come about guys, writing about guys, and then it sticks. Very tall, very well built, a lot of projection left on this young fella. I think the hit tool is there. The speed is there. Defense is there. So, I mean, right now he could probably project as like a decent outfield type. But I mean, if the power just comes consistently to the moon.
I'm so pissed. I've just seen him. I like him a lot. It's neither here nor there. It's okay. It happens. All right, let's get real weird. Let's go with DSL guys who are repeating the level. Steven Martinez. He is my guy. He's repeating the level because last year he was the youngest guy in the Dominican Summer League. He was 16 years old. And we're talking about a guy who is now 17 years old and doing really well in the Dominican Summer League. So Steven Martinez is my 12th round selection. Is he really a middle infielder? No, but all of these DSL guys, I don't really know what position they're going to play. Let's be honest. We're doing a lot of projection here. And then let's see. I don't know if I want to go with my left-handed pitcher. Do I want to go with my util? Yeah, I'm going with Kevin Alvarez. I told you, we're staying in the DSL. We're getting real weird here. Kevin Alvarez, he sort of fits the Hayden Alvarez sort of profile, which I really very much like. Next to Eduardo Quintero. Some might be saying there's power, there's speed, good defender in center field, projectable athlete. Doesn't walk a lot, but a lot of guys from Cuba don't tend to walk a lot in their first stint in professional baseball because they've been, they've had to, do their I don't want to get into the geopolitics of it, but they kind of had to escape. So you don't. Matt says you don't walk your way off the island, and that's true. That's the truth. So Kevin Alvarez, once he develops that approach, I'm very excited to see where he goes in this next couple of years. So give me some more young DSL guys.
Matt's right, because an island is surrounded by water. Can't walk off of it. So, Rhys, Nate, you guys know me pretty good. What do I like in pitchers?
Hard gyro sliders, Tennessee.
Well, both things I like. Both things I like. I'm gonna go with splitter. One of my favorite pitches. Gyro slider is my number favorite. And I also like guys that throw strikes. So tell me if it surprises you that I really like David Davilio. He's pretty good from the Rangers system. Really kind of shooting up, strong command, great splitter. I'd like to see some more velo on the fastball. I think that's kind of where the money is going to be made for this guy. But yet, this season's been an incredible success for him. I like him for a lot of the same reasons I like Santiago Suarez. So it makes sense to choose him here.
I thought you were going to take me.
Yeah, I like you, okay?
I
could make a prospect crush team. If you like 76 miles an hour. Okay, my pick is going to be Maxton Martin in the Ranger system. We're getting a little weird. We're getting 20-year-olds in single A. He was a 11th round pick from the Rangers, not really a guy who's scraping any top 30 lists, but the profile's changed a lot. The swing adjustments from last year in the complex to this year in single A have been tangible, I believe. He's getting to a lot more power for a young guy. He's got a little bit of speed. The strikeouts have cut down. The hole in the swing has started to disappear. He will never hit 280 in the MLB, but could he be a big league player someday? I believe so. My other pick, I forgot that we could take guys that were just drafted. So for my first utility, I'm going to go Landon Vidoric because he's going to be the best player in this draft somehow because he's on the Dodgers and he'll probably get traded for someone and go be really good. It's just the most tools of almost anyone in the draft class, and we let the Dodgers get him because they just took him earlier than people were expecting. Like, it's such a good situation for Landon Vidoric. It reminds me a lot of I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. The Davidson outfielder. Never mind. I'll figure it out. But we'll go to Drew. I'll figure out who I'm talking about in a second.
Sorry.
I threw that one. I threw an oop from full court, and it was never going down.
Well, I tried catching it, but I was looking in the stands. Somebody had a funnel cake that
it
looked
was
great,
never
so-
happening. Someone will let me
bad.
know who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Drew.
Okay, for Util, I'm going to take a guy I'm surprised wasn't taken already. Another Drew Darling. Caleb Bonham, very much a Drew player. Ton of contact, takes walks, makes decent contact. Really, the thing with Bonham that I'm kind of noticing is he could stand to be a little more aggressive, honestly. But that's okay. I think we can work on that. Gets on base well. The White Sox and their middle infielders that I like. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. Rhys, to you, sir.
Oh, dude, I'm freaking struggling over here. I don't know why I decided to give us such tight restraints on who we can have. So yeah, you know who I actually kind of really like. I'm finish off this left-hander with Melquise Hernandez. It's good stuff, good organization. I really like him. It's a really good fastball. I think that everything sort of plays. I think the command needs to take a step forward for him. He's someone that I kind of have on the periphery of my top 20 Guardians prospects. So I'm finishing up that realm. I'll type that in. And then for my middle infield spot, I'm going to go into the Kansas City Royals organization. I love Yandel Ricardo. I used to be a big, Ugarte fan. Yandel Ricardo is just better than him at this point. So I'm finishing off my guys. Yandel Ricardo, welcome to the middle infield for Rhys White.
I love it. Okay. So, in typical Drew fashion, I was doing some silly stuff this whole draft. I've been waiting to see if this guy gets picked. He did not. I should have known. Neither of you like this player, but this is just an example for all of you at
Sal
home.
Stewart?
I'm sorry?
Sal Stewart?
No.
Oh.
No, that's fine. You
Gross.
guys don't like this guy.
I just wanted to make who else do me and Rhys? Come on, let's guess this guy. Who else don't we like?
Who else do I not like?
Now,
Franklin Arias, Colt Emerson. He's going to go way off the board.
I'm not taking Colt Emerson. Although, again, you guys have manipulated me slightly into Emerson.
What position?
I'll ruin the suspense. It's Spencer Jones, the most Drew guy there could be, because he's got all the tools. I've told you guys forever the hit tool's going to be a concern, and it is. Rhys says it once an episode of Past the Show. He has more swing changes than some people change their underwear. It's a funny line, and it's funny because it's appropriate. I just wonder if Spencer Jones can make it all work at the major league level. I think he can. And the fact that, again, Spencer Jones was not taken until my final pick of guys I like, shows you kind of where people are. He's the most incredibly divisive prospect we've seen in a long time for good reason. Nate, final pick.
Okay, I will let you guys pick my final pick. There's a guy named Ryan McChrystal who I've been getting into the last couple days because his last name is McChrystal. He's all right. Probably not a whole lot going on there, but the name got me intrigued. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to go Boston Smith, who was just drafted by the Washington Nationals. Nationals catcher, that's a great archetype to start off. We love that. Will he be a catcher? Who knows? It's actually a pretty athletic guy. He's a smaller kind of thumb build. That was mean. He's a great baseball player, though. He led D1 in home runs last year with 26 at Wright State, and he got taken in the 6th round for $50,000. I was not convinced he was going to get picked. Washington got him really early because clearly they really liked him, which backed up everything I had been feeling about Boston Smith. Like, okay, orgs do like this guy. He was obviously a senior when he got drafted, but just a guy who could steal 10 bags and hit 15 home runs in a split role at catcher if everything went really right. And I think that's fun. So that's where
$50,000 gets you halfway to Toyota Tacoma. So
yeah, that might have been an aggressive split time projection, but he's got loud tools. He's just not a great catcher, so we'll see where he ends up.
Ryan McChrystal is a really incredibly bizarre player, but this is an interesting profile, Nate. Good call.
I don't know.
All right, let's do one quick. I'll do it in like 5 words or less. Honorable mention. I'm gonna go with Ramon Ramirez, Royals catcher. Might not hit.
Just list off anyone you got left on your board if you want.
Oh, well, I won't do all that. That's going to take forever. I've got quite a few. Joseph Sullivan could be sick.
There you go. Joe Mack has a sick name. Arun Escobar is kind of fun.
Of the Mac.
Yeah, sorry, I don't follow the rules. I almost went with the Nate Nankeel in there, from my brother Nate. Connolly Early, low key sick name. I just think the other Red Sox pitchers
for me.
I think the other Red Sox pitchers are better. That doesn't mean he's not good.
On that line, Ianson has disgusting secondary pitches.
Yeah. Red Sox are fun. But hey, that's our prospect crush draft. I think we kind of ran out of steam at some point. How many prospects did we take? That was 15 rounds? 45 guys
45
right there?
prospects.
That's not too bad for 30, 40 minutes. So yeah, if you guys have any questions on guys, if you want to drop your own prospect crush teams in the comments, do whatever you got to do.
Love to see that.
We'll be tweeting this out, trying to make it a little thing, and try and get you guys' thoughts on these teams. But I think we did a pretty good job, guys.
Shout out to us.
Well done, us.
Go us. Now it's time to have fun and relax. So we will see you on the other side of this break. You'll listen to some drop teams right now, and then we'll talk about what's on our minds.
Thank you to the drop teams for that fantastic musical interlude. We have what's going on over at PLive. So there's a lot going on over at PLive. We're going to be updating the top 100. That's going to be coming out at some point this week. We're going to be re-racking the top 20s. Nate has informed me that he is not doing anything. So I am sending that over to our bosses. With the Dynasty Baseball pickup guys, they are continuing to roll on. We have the daily sheets rolling along. We have so much rolling along. We're just going to keep doing rolling along. Joe Lowry released a fantastic read, Trading Cards and Trading Stories. Insert story here. Tom Gates is going to be doing his 3 Up 3 Down series at some point. And yeah, we just have so much going on at Prospects Live. I don't know if we have any more Dynasty pickups, or not Dynasty pickups, Dynasty Baseball updates coming up soon. But you know, Drew, it's going to be one of your favorite times of the year. And with that, what's on your mind, Nate? Do you have 2 things on your mind, or
yeah? I think I got a bunch of stuff on my mind apparently now. First of all, Rhys just brought up a great point, which you can now say on air. What did you just say to us, or to me? I guess.
What sort of car do you drive?
So you assumed I drove a truck?
I assume you drive a truck or a Subaru. There's no in between.
I think we have to figure out
or you drive that stupid. Have you guys seen them? There are these Hyundai, like half truck, half Subaru hybrid things. They're like the dumbest looking car I've ever seen. They make no sense. They it looks like half of a Subaru, and then they add like the smallest truck bed you'll ever see. So yeah, what sort of car are you rolling around in?
I want to figure out what cars we all drive. I think we have to somehow play a game here.
I think we should each guess for every. So like Rhys, your guess for Nate was Rhys, your guess for Nate was a truck or a Subaru.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna guess for Nate that Nate drives either a Nissan Altima, or
I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy.
Or Nate's such a Jeep Grand Cherokee guy. Never mind, it's got to be that.
Rhys, you drive an Altima?
No, God, no. I don't want to have a car deal with transmission issues every 15 miles.
Rhys is gonna be a small truck. I think Rhys is gonna. I'm leaning towards or maybe a mid-range Toyota Tacoma for Rhys.
I wish.
Can this cannot be taken with offense. Drew, I think you drive a Prius. And I don't think I'm too far off. I think you're somewhere in the Prius realm.
There's nothing
Why
wrong
would I
with
take
a
offense
Prius.
to that?
I don't know. Priuses have negative connotations now.
Oh, okay.
Drew is saving if he does drive a Prius. He's saving so much money on gas. Do you see how expensive gas is these days?
What's your guess
Rhys,
for Drew?
what's your guess for me?
What's my guess for Drew? He mentioned Nissan Altima, and he didn't. I'm going to go with the Nissan Altima. Drew likes to send his car into the shop to have the transmission be fixed every 15 miles.
It's my favorite thing.
Every week, right before we do past the show, he has to go take his Nissan Altima to go get fixed.
That's why I come in such a down mood that I have to get lifted up from recording the show. No.
Drew, what do you drive?
You guys were both way off. I drive a 2007 Ford F-150. Yeah.
Nice.
So my uncle that I've discussed several times on here, the White Sox fan and bartender who passed away several years ago, he actually left me his truck when he died. And so I drive his truck kind of in memory of him. I am not a truck guy, but it's come in handy so often. Living in the South, you never know when you need to haul something or haul somebody. And so it's not bad, but I prefer to drive the car that Mallory and I own together, which is a Mazda CX-5. It's just a little kind of mid-range hatchback. It's nice. Mallory tells me I'm very much a Subaru guy, though, so that's interesting that you guys pegged me as Prius. So, Nate, what do you drive?
I drive a Honda HRV.
I could see that.
Honda family, it gets me where it needs to go. Fuel efficient enough, has enough room for things. It is just the most boring car of all time, but it works and it does the job. What'd you say?
I got you beat. Honda Fit.
So we're in the same realm, though.
Yeah, it's fine. It gets good gas mileage.
I almost got a Fit. I almost got one when I was looking at cars.
They're not bad. Is it the most fun car? No, it's actually kind of like driving a go-kart everywhere. It's got some surprising giddy up behind it.
Yeah,
so
it's just a little guy.
Yeah, it's just a little guy. Can't really carry anything in it. I think we're possibly talking about maybe a RAV4. A RAV4 sort of fits my, being able to go outdoors, haul some stuff.
Yeah.
I would like a Land Cruiser, but I don't want to pay Land Cruiser prices. If my one friend who works at the Toyota dealership that I know is listening to this, hook me up with a deal. The new Land Cruiser is very nice. Honda Fit.
Okay, that's enough for my What's on Your Mind. Also, shout out to Rhys and Drew. Made me a great hinge, and I have gone on my first very successful date. So we might be one and done here, boys. I mean, congratulations to you two.
That's the
You
goal.
talked a big game, and you have delivered. I mean, best first date of my life, I would say. So
That's so sweet.
Credit to the fellas.
We should draft worst first dates because I got some stories. I think I've told the one where I went on a date with someone and she left with her baby daddy. That was a rough for the men for the.
If you want to pivot your draft topic, Rhys, we're not against it.
No,
you can think about that. And Drew, what's on your mind?
Okay, so we've talked about it kind of flippantly. We are, as the Reddit streets will tell you, we're all nerds. So
no, I'm just a nerd. Apparently,
I'll wear that sheet with pride with you. I don't want you to be alone in that. So anyway, we like Pokemon, nerd culture, all this stuff, but I really am into the idea of playing Dungeons and Dragons, but have never played. I lied. I played once, a half of a session at a local game shop, and I think it was like a one and done nonsense thing, so I didn't get to like really immerse myself in it. But I know enough about kind of the culture, the characters, the gameplay, and have the equipment to play and just haven't. So I was curious though, because I know you both are relatively experienced with D&D. If you had to tell me what personality or character or class, whatever like the race is, if you had to tell me what would fit me, what would you assign for me, please? There's no wrong answers.
I'm an avid Dungeons and Dragons player. I play once a week. I play with, he's never been on the podcast, but friend of the podcast, Jeff Ponce, once a week. Well, actually, we took a little bit of a time off. This is personal stuff anyways. I'm going to go with Drew. You're a bard. You do a lot of different stuff, and it just depends on the campaign you want to play. We're gonna get real nerdy here, but you're a fun, lively person. You are an all times vibes guy, and a bard is the ultimate all times vibes guy. So I think that's the class that you're gonna play as. And then as far as your race goes, I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't really think that far ahead, but when you mentioned D&D, I was like bard for sure.
Okay.
Rhys, have you ever played with a monk before?
I have played with a monk. I played in 2 campaigns. The monk is really fun.
I've never played with a monk, is what I'm just realizing right now. I was gonna go paladin for Drew.
I like that too. I was thinking something like tanky.
Cool guys are always the paladin. I think because Drew, you'd undoubtedly be one of the you would be the life of the D&D group, if we're being honest here. I think that you would get so into it, and we're going to play now. And this is actually going to turn into a call for help. PLive, guys, because you're the only ones watching the episode this far, other than my parents. Who wants to
Shout out
start
Mama
running?
Rasp.
Who wants to start running Dungeons and Dragons? Kyle.
I'll join.
Adam.
I'll join, but I don't want to
be.
be the dungeon master. I hate. I don't. I'll join things. Like it's just like I always think we should do like a football league and stuff. I don't want to be the commissioner though. I don't. I want to just show up and just do what I got to do.
I would lead the charge on this front. I would.
I think something else we need
the
to
sessions as a podcast.
I was going to say, I think something else we need to do here is please let us know if you are a PLive sub, would you want at a certain tier to be able to watch streams of our sessions? Because that's something that
would you like to join?
Would you like to join?
If you are a baseball guy and if you are like us, you're watching this, you're probably like us, and you want to play D&D with us, let's do it, man. I don't know.
We have a lot of time to kill this off season. We can do it on the YouTube channel. We can do it on a lot. We can do it on the Discord voice chat. That's what we do when I play. So
I always just love talking to these guys, and that extends to like the Wills and the Kyles and everyone else at PLive. You know, it's always a fun time. Why not do a non-baseball thing?
Agreed.
But yeah, Paladin was the first thing I thought of for you, Drew. I think that's typically the leader of groups that I've played in, and it's a pretty well-rounded character.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that you would have to have like a funny name and stuff though.
I have mine is for one of my is Mabris Valeria, which is a minor league baseball prospect who used to play for the Cleveland Guardian system. And I was like, that is a great name. I just looked up best names in minor league baseball, and that was what I came up with. So we could do that sort of thing.
I think you'd probably have to be like a dwarf or a gnome too, Drew, because you kind of look like you could be in like the Hobbit movies, like in the best way possible. You remind me a little bit of like...
This is real insulting real quick.
No, I don't like the Hobbit movies. Lord of the Rings is my favorite franchise ever. I just watched extended editions for the 100th time. And you have some like fun dwarf to you because they're the funniest. I don't know. I'm on a tangent now.
No, I've never watched Lord of the Rings, so that's interesting.
I've never watched it, but I've read the books.
You guys haven't watched Lord of the Rings? I have a Lord of the Rings map in my apartment. That's my nerdiest thing about me.
That's really cool, though.
You're saving your Prospects Live money to go to New Zealand?
I think those are both...
It's on the list.
Man, so I'm looking up pictures of paladins now. They're wild. Man, this cat right here has got wings and armor, and dude looks insane. I do think that a bard would be kind of funny because I do love singing, and like musicals is kind of... Not musicals, but like musical elements in serious situations. It always makes me laugh. I watched the episode of Always Sunny where the gang turned black yesterday, and the fact that they have to burst out into song when the music plays, it kills me every time. What are the rules? What are the rules? It's hysterical. So, okay, thank you both very much. And again, if you're a sub, if you're a member of the staff, if you're a fellow baseball person and you're interested in playing or watching or whatever, please let us know because that would be a lot of fun.
We're making another YouTube channel, boys.
Okay, that sounds good. So Rhys, that's going to bring us to you for assuming a draft. Sir.
I'm struggling to come up with a draft order because I think you could just run away with the draft, honestly, at a certain point. Okay. We are going to draft condiments. So I went to a restaurant. Sometimes I do that. And I got French fries. And I thought to myself, okay, what's the best condiment for fries? So we're going to draft. What do we want to do the draft order as? Because I feel like in this one, I think 2 gets kind of shafted a lot.
I'll take 2
because there's no wrap at all.
I want 2.
You want 2? Okay, Drew, do you want to go first? Or you want to go third?
I know what you want, and I'm not going to draft it. Nate might. So if you want your number 1, I recommend you take number 1.
I'm not actually going to go with that. I'll go first, but it won't be for what you guys think.
Okay.
I do have. I'll tell after it's picked. I'll tell some. I lose my mind if I order it and it doesn't come with my food. All right. Neat. Okay. I am going to go with Chipotle mayonnaise as the first overall selection. It is pick. Perfect. It is spice. It has a little bit of spice. There's a little bit of sweetness to it. It is the perfect dip. Perfect condiment. So Chipotle mayo.
What is a condiment?
We can get as weird as we want. We didn't really have any parameters for this draft we just did. So are you going to do salsa or bean dip? Like if you do bean dip, we're just going to end it.
I almost just took salsa. I will not be taking salsa. Apparently,
salsa's a good condiment.
I've taken salsa 3 times, I believe, in drafts already this year, and we're only 26 episodes in. 4? Okay. I'm going to go ketchup. It's
Oh,
boring.
I was
but it's
encouraging
great.
you to take it a fourth time. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I'm gonna go ketchup. I don't. It's the most versatile. It can go in almost anything. I'm a ketchup with breakfast food kind of guy. I'm a notorious glizzy guy. People in the streets of Eugene know me as the guy who eats like 3 glizzies from the hot dog stand after going out. There's one right by my house, and while you walk home from the bar, you see the hot dog stand. You're like, 2 isn't enough. I'm gonna do 3 this time.
How are the hot dogs in Eugene? Like, what? How do they come? Like, I love going to like a concert in LA or San Diego, and you get the bacon wrapped hot dogs with on the griddle with the onions and the peppers. Oh, it's so good.
Seattle hot dogs are next level because they're a little
Like cream
charred.
cheese.
They're made on some disgusting George Foreman grill that like a man who's barely employed is flipping, and you're just like, I might die, but it also is going to taste
It's
great if
worth
I
it.
don't get food poisoning. Eugene's a little more toned down, but I'm a dog guy.
Let's look at what
Ketchup is my
Eugene hot
pick.
dog is.
Sorry, ketchup. Tangent.
I like that pick a lot. Okay. Well, then, if it's just going to sit there in front of me, I guess I'm going to go honey mustard as my number 1. Again, versatile, so good, tastes great, goes with everything. And then, again, since you just left it there, I'll take ranch because, I mean, the thing with a condiment is that if it goes good with everything, that's a good choice. But if a dish is missing without it, it makes it an even better choice. Certain dishes are missing without ranch.
I will not eat pizza without ranch. I have to have it. Like, I have to dip it in the ranch. Like, oh, I love ranch so much. It's so good.
Sorry, had to do it to you, buddy.
That's fine. Chipotle mayo is sitting there. Chipotle mayo is the best option. Nate,
All
where are we
right.
going with your second round pick?
Teriyaki sauce. Anyone?
Interesting.
I love teriyaki sauce, man. I
I
don't
like
know.
that. Good pick.
There were some other ones in there I could have taken. That's when I look at this list, the thing that I would want most right now if I had something in front of me would be teriyaki sauce. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking. Drew, Rhys, your turn.
Oh, I don't know how. This is tough because it's like, how do I want to go? Chipotle mayo, I think, was just such a great pick. It was just sitting there for me. I'm not a ketchup guy. I actually despise ketchup. If I smell it in the same room as me, I gag. Like I cannot do it. I like honey mustard. I like ranch. I'm gonna go with just classic barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is such a good dip for everything. If the place doesn't have ranch or chipotle mayo, I'll do barbecue sauce.
That was a good pick. Barbecue is always good.
Safe. And there's a bunch of different ways you can go. There's a spicy version. You know, there's like every region has their own version of barbecue sauce. So, I mean, teriyaki sauce is kind of just Pacific Northwest version of barbecue sauce. So
We get down at some BBQ, but obviously not the same. I think you have one more pick, Rhys, don't you?
oh crap. I'm doing so good. Okay. How do I want to go about this? Is a good question because I don't even know how I want to go about this. Which is why I'm asking. Dude, what is ranch was taken, which really devastates me. I'm just gonna go with like fry sauce. I don't know if you guys have that it's like very big in Utah. And in other places where they don't. It's basically Raising Cane sauce. Every restaurant has their own version. I'm just gonna go with fry sauce because we are dipping these in fries. We're dipping fries into this, so fry sauces. It's just mayonnaise and ketchup and whatever sort of else you want to add to it.
I'm gonna go sriracha.
Oh, so good.
Sriracha and ketchup go really well together on eggs. I don't know. I like sriracha. I'm not the biggest spice guy. Sriracha's perfect for me. I like dainty spice.
That's the missing Spice Girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this has left me in an interesting place, guys, because I'm going to end up with the top 4 on my board. Okay. I'll take buffalo sauce right here.
For
I
fries?
think that, yeah, absolutely.
So when you go to a restaurant, you order a thing of buffalo sauce for your. Okay.
I
I've
think
never done that
if
before.
all of these are taken, then yeah, that's
Wait, are we
okay,
talking
okay.
about dipping in fries only?
Well, you're dipping anything. I'm just thinking in general. I'm
Okay.
choosing fries as like the blank canvas for.
because I'm
it is
looking at like nuggets, strips, chicken paraphernalia. I think both. And I mean, I have dipped fries
Chicken
in buffalo sauce.
paraphernalia. What's
I'm looking at
Oh,
meat
yeah,
in general.
Okay,
you know?
buffalo sauce. I'm
Nate's
content
always
with my
looking
choice.
at meat.
All right.
And then for my second one, I'm gonna go sweet and sour sauce. It shouldn't have lasted this long. Like, hello, that's a that's a no-brainer, guys.
You're not a sweet and sour sauce guy, Nate?
I don't know if I would take it in this draft. It's not bad. I think there's more sauces that are good than are going to be taken.
Okay, I respect that.
I think that is my least favorite sauce that's been drafted so far. If that is allowed. All right, let's get weird. Maple syrup, book it.
Oh, I like it.
Is it not a condiment?
I like it.
I don't know.
Chicken and waffles.
I'm never
I
going to
like
win
it.
a food draft. I'll never win a food draft, so I have to
I
get
actually
weird.
don't. I don't mind your. I'm gonna go. Okay,
This is a good
Between-
food draft for you, Nate.
I'm between two. I'm not having a good food draft. If I'm go- I did not expect it to go this way. I'm gonna go with chili crisp. Have you guys had chili crisp before? It is so good.
It's very good.
I have
chili
not.
oil.
What is
Actually, what I'm
this?
gonna go with.
Okay.
So it's
never mind,
like-
I have.
Yeah. And some places call it chili crisp. Some people call it chili oil. When we have a jar, we eat it in like 2 or 3 days. So like we just add it on top of everything. Eggs, fantastic. You can fry it up. You can fry eggs up in it. You can dip anything into it. It just makes everything that much better. Adds a little bit of spice. Adds a little bit of garlicky flavor. So I have to add a little bit. I have to take some Benadryl because I'm allergic to garlic. So, but it's worth it. I will always endeavor into it.
I think this was a good one. I feel good
All
about it, but I do have some also rans if we have a
Me
moment.
too.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first also ran is going to be Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Second one, my favorite Chick-fil-A sauce, avocado lime ranch. It's fabulous. It's so good with my favorite Chick-fil-A meal. And then my third one, maybe a little too southern for either of you, but gravy with like white gravy with like chicken
I like
strips
that. I
with
like that a
French
lot.
fries. It's tremendous, and it's also cultural for me. So those are my also rans.
My also
Chocolate
rans are
syrup.
tartar sauce. Ooh, chocolate syrup's not bad.
Yeah,
Tartar
super-
sauce, sweet chili sauce, just in general,
Sweet chili
love
is
it.
very good.
And then pesto. I've been places where they give you
Mm.
pesto to dip in. Pesto's a really good dip. I didn't know if that would have caused controversy, so I didn't add it into my draft list. But I like the way my draft board came out.
I
My
think go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I just have 2 cultural options: hoisin sauce and
Hoisin sauce is
peanuts-
great.
Peanut sauce.
Peanut
Peanut
sauce
sauce
is
is great.
so good.
I like those a lot. A lot of good sauces we're coming to find.
Sauce is good. I like Alfredo sauce. It's kind of an underrated shout as well. I mean, Alfredo sauce with like a breadstick is
Yeah.
Bang bang
Elite.
sauce. Bang bang sauce is good.
yeah. A
Well,
lot of good sauces out there.
what a draft! What an episode, fellas! A lot of talking,
Hour
a
16.
lot of content. Look at us go. So I guess this is the point of the show where I ask where people can find you. Rhys,
You could find me on prospectslive.com, and you can find me over on Twitter at rhysbwhite, where I had a banger of a tweet that I still think I'm still getting likes and stuff for. I didn't mute it. I was done getting like harassed with notifications. That's the only problem about going viral, I guess. But yeah, and then you can find me on Bluesky. I guess sometimes I post my thoughts over there. I'm thinking about making that like my stream of consciousness sort of one, and make Twitter more professional.
Let me know if you do that. That's a good shout. You can find me at that same place on the Blue Sky at trevorhuth.bsky.social. That was where my finger landed. On the Twitter machine and Instagram, you can find me at drewisokay. You can also find me and my work at prospectslive.com. Nate, where can they find you?
you can find me on Venmo. Send me a couple dollars at Nate Rasmussen.
Oh, I used to hate it when I was on dating apps and girls would have their Venmos in
the
there.
worst.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
The
It's the
absolute
worst.
nut low.
I'm allowed to do it because I'm running out of apps. That's my thought. Please don't actually Venmo me. But thank you for watching this episode. Please go subscribe to Prospects Live. Prospects Live as little as $5 a month. What can you get for $5 nowadays, Drew?
I don't know. Snack wrap or two at McDonald's. I hear. I'd like to try that. I love
could get-
snack wraps.
2 ketchups, maybe. I don't know. You could get a lot of things for $5, or you could get a bunch of content from a bunch of really smart people over at Prospects Live. We want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode, and we will see you again on Friday.
I can't
Goodbye.
let her go. I can't let her